Are you a Ethereum investor? I don't think so. I see where you're going. You sold your Ethereum before it smashed $3,500, did you? You sold your Ethereum before it smashed $3,000 because you thought that's it, it's the top. Remember when Ethereum was 2,700 and everybody was thinking it's going to go down to $2,000? Well, it did went to 2,100, but you didn't buy there. It was too risky because USA attacked Iran. The President Trump said, we're going to attack Iran. We're going to start a new war. But in reality, what happened? It was the bottom of the crypto market. And if you missed that bottom, you saw Ethereum actually going up, smashing $3,300, $400, $500. And now you want to re-enter. And now you're looking for the best possible entry for Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the chart. Now, the important thing to say here, Ethereum is overbought. If you take a look at the bottom of my screen, this pink line shows the 3-day cycle. It's actually a very good indicator showing you how the financial asset is going to develop within the next few weeks. And it made a bottom, as I mentioned before, at about $2,100 right here. And from there, we simply went up. We simply went on a parabolic run. Well, I couldn't call it parabolic run, but it went on a run. Okay. And now we are actually chasing the top. So if you want to enter Ethereum, now it's slightly too late. If you still want to ride the leftovers of this wave, you have to change your cycle indicator to 2-hour and then buy bottom. And as you can see, we are now at the bottom of the 2-hourly cycle. So if you're still watching this video today, you still have a chance to actually enter and make a very, very small win that Ethereum is about to do. Now look, the 2-hour indicator worked pretty well. It works very well on bullish assets. You see, it makes a bottom there. It makes a bottom there. So right here, actually, makes a bottom there. It goes up, makes a bottom there. It goes up. So every single time it made a bottom in the last week or two, we actually went up, especially in this explosive phase, right? We just touched 20, we went up. We just touched 20, we went up, and so on and so on and so on. Now, this indicator works extremely well in bullish conditions. So you definitely should use it. But you have to understand that it's not only the 2-hour, it's also the 4-hour cycle that is important. And at the very moment, as we speak, the 4-hour cycle is already falling. The price is also falling and retracing. Now, however, maybe we are not going to crash too much. What you have to do, you have to apply these cycle indicators. You have to wait until they go below 20. Once they are below 20, you then enter into the market. It doesn't matter the price, doesn't matter if Ethereum is $3,400 or if it even drops to 3,200. You want to enter there when the cycle indicator allows you to do so. Because if you enter there when cycle indicator allows you to do that, you bought at the best possible price. And I'm not only showing the last few weeks, I can also show you the last few months. And the cycle indicator are always right. They're always, always, always right. They always give you the best possible entries. Now, if you want to get access to them, all you have to do, you have to go to strategymaster.substack.com or strategymaster.io. You will find a link in the description down below. And right here, we can see the last articles where I apply the cycle indicators for Ethereum, where I explain where Ethereum may top and where Ethereum might bottom. I explain the most important indicators behind, which allows you to actually forecast the price. This is exactly what you need. And in my previous articles, you will see when I entered Ethereum. If you really want to find where I entered Ethereum, you simply look for ETH and you basically see what did I talked about. Wait, let me Ethereum to $3,000. Here is why and when. Look, June 1st. How much the Ethereum was at that time? Let me check. $2,500. I already was speaking about Ethereum costing $3,000. Now look, here I talked about Ethereum and about potential bull market top, where I went to two scenarios. Now here, if you scroll the article, you will see I expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin for the rest of 2025, delivering at least 100% returns. It was in February this year, when I was saying that, hey, we are at the bottom of the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. And that's exactly what happened. If I go back to the chart and I switch to Ethereum Bitcoin, which basically shows how the asset is performing, how Ethereum is performing against Bitcoin, and I slightly zoom out, I can see that. Let me just change it from 2 hour to 1 week. We actually bottomed in April. So I wrote an article in March and February that we are close to the bottom. And what happens there? We bottom in April. Now, when the article was written, the first one, We were somewhere here, February, right here, exactly right here, okay, before the last drop. Now, if I zoom out, look how much we survived. We didn't buy there, we didn't buy there, we didn't buy there, we didn't buy there. We basically saved ourselves from a huge, huge crash. And we bought close to the bottom. And now you want to know whether it's still time to buy Ethereum or whether we are too late. The reality is that very short term, we might push to the upside to reach the next fair value gap, which is at around $3,700. Okay, but it's a risky trade. Now, you don't need to take that trade. What you need to do is you need to look for cycle indicators in strategymaster.io, get access to them. Once you get access to the cycle indicators, apply them to the chart and buy whenever the 1-day cycle, the 1-week cycle, or the 12-hourly cycle go below 20. These are the safest opportunities to buy. You don't need to guess the price, you don't need to watch YouTubers making videos, and you don't need to listen to politics. Once you apply cycle indicators, you buy at the bottom of the cycle, you will always make money. That's what I do. Of course, I'm going to create a next video. Of course, I'm going to do another video when the cycle bottom is there, but you don't want to wait for the video. You want to make money yourself. So go to the link in the description down below, Strategy Master, subscribe for free. And if you want to trade, you know what to do. Go to the description down below, get the best bonus, and trade this market. We're not going to have a bull market for long. We're going to soon go down. And of course, we're going to short the market. We're going to make a lot of money shorting. So until the next one, see ya.